To Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Virgo for late April, May 2022. So Virgo, the energy, the sign, the zodiac sign is Taurus, your cousin sign. Earth is the element, and you are in your 9th house. So your 9th house talks about higher learning, it talks about travel, it talks about relationships, especially spiritually connected relationships, the more mature sort of status, if you know what I mean. It's just at that time where you sort of really come to appreciate the relationships you have at this time. So the energy around is the 9 of Wands. So a cycle is nearly completed. You may be quite exhausted from all the Aries fire energy that we've just come out of. And now we're coming back into familiar territory for you, which is earth energy. So if you're feeling like you couldn't tread another step because you're that exhausted from all the things that have been happening in the last 4 weeks, well, don't worry, you're nearly over the finish line, Virgo. Okay, where you are right now, Virgo, and this time is 3 of coins. So talking about spiritual learning. So that would be talking about relationship status in terms of who's the teacher, when are you the teacher, when are you the student, when's your partner the teacher, and when is your partner the student. So it's sort of they swap around. Also, it's a card of working well together with others. It's an earth card, so it's very good foundations there. So everything looks fine. So whatever you're interested, but the thing I love about it is because it is about spiritual learning this month. So this will mean a lot to you, Virgoans, this month, about why things happen, how our spiritual life is sort of really highlighted and illuminated this particular 4 weeks. So it's very nice. The influencing card that will influence this one has influenced this to come in, and indeed the rest of the spread is the Fool. So the Fool is a major card in itself, and it talks about new beginnings, new journeys. You may be going on a new journey soon, in May sometime. But it really talks about you just that reviving energy of just, okay, one cycle's finished, now there's another one coming up. It's going to be interesting, looking forward to it as well. Travel, could be travel coming up on your horizon as well. But really nice, and just to sort of treat it as, well, how are we going to do this? You know, let's just enjoy a new adventure or a new journey in our life. Very positive card, the Fool, even though people think it's horrible, but it's not. It's sort of learning new things and going on new adventures and journeys. What was happening in March, April, we'll see here. And we had the 6 of Wands. So things going along really quite nicely for you. Being appreciated as well for what you do around the place. And being Virgos, very much, you are the people of well-being. So very much looking after everybody, making sure everything's going along well, chugging along well in the household, in the workspace, or wherever whatever your environment tends to be. Just a really nice cruisy 6 of Wands, which is just great. And it suits Virgo too, because you guys do put a lot of effort and energy into most of the things you do, especially in terms of service to others, whether they be animals, whether they be humans, whether they be a workspace. It's all those worldly creatures and things. Okay, recent influences, and we have the 5 of Wands. So there may have been a bit of energy recently just creeping in there where you feel a bit held back, or plans have changed. Someone's come in and just cut you off at the pass. things were going well, and then suddenly there's a bit of a roadblock and you're thinking, oh goodness me, well, you know what am I? But it's just about navigating that. Or you might be feeling held back by somebody at work where you just think, oh, hang on, I think there's a bit of interference coming in here from somebody, or a group of people throwing sort of stuff in your pathway, which to Virgos is a bit bothersome energy, because they like to move slowly but, you know, surely. And they certainly don't like people who are coming in there with all this fire and brimstone, you know, just trying to cut them off at the pass, perhaps because they think they know better. So don't worry about that too much, Virgo. Just use that higher learning to think, okay, I'll outsmart you anyway, so don't you worry about it. Try your hardest, but good old Virgo will plod on through, regardless. The lesson you'll be learning in this 4 weeks is the 7 of Wands. You've got a lot of wands there coming through, 3 so far. So this is about standing up for yourself and having your voice heard. Not just sitting there just saying, oh, excuse me a minute, this is what I think. However, also if you're in a situation where you're competing, or you feel like you're in a competitive environment with work or with whatever it may happen to be that suits your environment, just stand up for yourself. You're just as good as anybody else. So don't just sit there in the back and say nothing. Just put your hand up and say, well, excuse, yeah, I'm just as good as everybody else. So just use that sort of standing up for yourself energy this month as well, because there may be a few, especially this bothersome 5 of Wands here, there may be some certain individuals that like to, you know, are probably a bit envious of your methodical ways, and they want to throw a few spot fires in there to try and catch you out. Stand up for yourself, Virgo. No nonsense. Okay, let's see, beginning of May, what we've got coming in, so the near future. And we have the Ace of Swords, which is the air energy, so mental energy, mental challenges. It may have been quite challenging for you recently. However, when you pull this card, or this card turns up, it means that you've got a clarity now that you didn't have. You may have gone through a lot of mental challenges and energies of people, you know, using their mind to sort of try and outsmart or outwit you. However, now you've got that breakthrough and clarity, and you can see what it's all been for, so you just move on. And once again, it's that higher learning stuff where you just think, oh, look, yeah, I knew exactly what was going on there. However, I'll just quietly plod along and finish off and leave them reeling in the wake. So you've got this really good energy of that sword just cutting clean, cutting out all the rubbish and giving you the clarity that you deserve. Especially in the mental sort of field as well. That's where people often at work particularly, they can come in all barrels blazing with that mental energy and talk the talk, but you are people that just get on with things. Heavily connected to this is what's happening you're not realizing, so this will give you the key, Virgo, to what's sort of been going on under the surface, really, that you're not realizing. And you've got the 8 of Wands, so look, you've got no obstacles at all, really, except for a few little sort of nitty-picker, yapper things that come around and bite your ankles. So you're actually doing really well. And to get this card in this position is always a bonus, because you think, yeah, well, I don't have to worry about them anyway, but I will stand up for myself, and I have got clarity about where I'm going, and I've learnt a lot in the tough. However, now I'm just going to go really well. Relationships too, into the 4 here, very much nice relationships, things going really well for you there, having met a match or just having a really nice, easy time with somebody, a significant other. And it's a nice card as well. So don't forget that's what's happening, you're not realising, Virgo. Okay, so let's see how others see you. Oh, 3 of Cups. celebrating, enjoying, going out, having fun, maybe 3 people in a relationship or a story, including 3 people, in which sometimes, as they say, 3 is a crowd. Could be this as well, but also just enjoying yourself and having a good time, learning what you want to learn, planning trips, all that sort of things. It's a celebratory card, I would say, more for Virgo, because often you've got your nose to the grindstone, busy, and on a rare occasion most of you will go, oh yes, let's kick up our heels and have a bit of fun. But normal wise, day-to-day routine's really important to you. But here they see you sort of having a bit of a celebration, which is good, especially for such hard-working people as Virgo. Let's see what you're feeling positive about. The Queen of Wands. Now, positive. So if you're worrying about somebody, maybe this female here, she's a completely different kettle of fish to the Virgo. So she's up there. A lot of wands here again. She's sort of got a lot to say for herself. She's creative, but she's got a bit of a attitude on her where she speaks up and says things where you might sit there and go, oh God, I wish she'd shut up. So she's a bit of a force. She's fire. So she can use that fire for positive, but she can be, like all things, positive and negative. So you're feeling positive about this person, but there, side by side from that, she may have been a bit of a trouble. She can be a troublemaker when she wants to get what she wants to get, and you won't budge. So therefore, she might be the spanner in the works, so to speak, Virgo. But I'm sure you're already all over that, and don't let her or that energy sort of sway you off your methodical plotter ways. Just keep at it, because she is very lovely and very engaging, but then on the other hand she can be quite a firebrand and quite opposite to you in a lot of ways that you would not find that endearing. But use positive and negative. You know what it means to you. Okay, let's have a look now at the good old final outcome. And we have the Star. So everything is how it's meant to be. Just keep moving forward is the key here. People are meant to be. Challenges are meant to be. Everything for this next 4 weeks is definitely exactly how it's meant to be. So just steam on full ahead. Move forward and know that it's on your path, and it's divine timing energy as well. So you're not putting a foot wrong. Everything is as it should be. I've gone on a bit, Virgo. Sorry, you probably thought, stop talking. Right. The energy is the path, the message. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. The path to enlightenment is endless, an endless process. You have to practice diligently and with discipline. Eventually you will become the path itself, and fewer struggles will come your way. Thank you very much, Virgo, for listening.